So I watched the 8th episode of She-Hulk Attorney at Law, Ribbit and Ribbit. My score for it, real quick, would be a 6.0 out of 10. Thought it was a pretty good episode. It was the best of the bunch, by far. You could go a little higher for some things, but then it's like there's some other shit just dragging it down. Basically, what the whole thing is, there's this guy, Leapfrog, as you can see here. He wants to sue the guy that's making She-Hulk suit because he says it's a malfunction. Turns out he was actually just using jet fuel instead of the properly prescribed fuel he was supposed to be using. Anyway, Daredevil's representing Leapfrog. So there's a little bit of chemistry between, Jen and Daredevil, nothing major at that point. Later, she ends up losing because, Leapfrog confesses in court that he used the wrong fuel, blah, blah, blah. We move forward a little bit. Basically, She-Hulk and Daredevil get together. They have some nice chemistry together. I thought Charlie Cox, as always, does a really, really good job in the role. Very likable, so on and so forth. He's got a good comedic kind of wit about him. I know some people have complained that it's not the Daredevil from Netflix or the Netflix show or whatever, and I understand that. It's true. But it's a little bit different. You could say they go too far with the humor, because he does the walk of shame, which I wouldn't consider that a walk of shame, but whatever, anyway. There's a whole thing with, then that's usually what most people are focusing on. The whole finale, if you want to call it that, because hell, we're almost to the 9th episode already. The finale, the actual, season finale, and nothing major has happened yet. Although, I guess you could say that at the end of the episode, Jen is at that awards banquet for, she's one of the people who win the Female Lawyer of the Year. They do some kind of thing where like 5 different chicks all win at the same time, but whatever. All of a sudden, those guys who'd been kind of following her along with that I think his name was Josh, that fucking guy that ghosted her, basically. He lets off, that they got all kind of information from Jen's phone. They let it off. It shows that, she's having sex with these guys and she's a slut and all this and that. So she freaks out. She's already hulked out, but she hulks out even more and is rampaging and destroying stuff and everything. And it basically ends with the cops all coming around, free, all that kind of shit and stuff. It was, it's like, that doesn't, I don't know if that necessarily leads in very well to the finale, but, whatever, I don't, like I said, compared to the rest of the series, and that's usually what I base the ratings on, my reviews on, so on and so forth, is how does it compare to the rest of the series? And compared to that, this episode was really, really good. As you can see here, the IMDb is 7.9 for this episode. It's the highest rated episode. And it was well done. I know some people complain that's not my Daredevil, and I get it. I understand. But, you take what you get. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. There wasn't a whole lot going on in this episode, but there was enough, I suppose. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and have a good one.